Previously on Story Hoard.
I'm kind of sorry that we caused such a mess in your town, but like, I don't know, I'm happy you're here. I'm sorry you can't ever go back, but I mean, like I said, you've got a space here forever now.
I'm gonna have to steal this child.
You see a passerby with a red flag off of his knapsack in that same distinct pattern of the H with the two circles at the cross marks. He says, just watch out for their boss.
That is the most pathetic goddamn thing I've ever heard. They robbed you and they gave you a batter and you're wearing it as you walk away with your tail between your legs?
Everyone's seen me, everyone hates me. No one's seen you. You could just walk in, and I could stay out here and come in if you guys need to be rescued.
You twist around and face a very tall and very large woman with clown regalia, and she stares down at you and says, "You're coming to see the boss."
Mamori pulls out Nugget.
This large woman is looking at you. She doesn't seem angry. She just seems kind of like, alright, let's get this over
with. I don't know. Okay, alright, who are you? Why are you trying to kill me?
She raises an eyebrow and she says, "It's exactly what I've come to ask you. You are supposed to be dead in the woods, and here you are, in the middle of our camp. You've got some explaining to do."
Yes, I see you're the type of person who does not like surprises, so I apologize for that. But I would prefer not to die today, so I will have to take my leave. And Momori starts running. soon as I found the information that she knows who I am and what I'm here about, I'm gone. We already have the relics. The guys can catch up to me later. Momori is gone. Gone, girl. Out of here. I don't want to have to fight again. There's no way on God's green earth that Grace did not OP the crap out of this lady. She's buff and she has tattoos. Her hit points are probably like 120. So I have no interest in becoming lunch meat for buff lady. So Momori's running.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Into the woods.
You say that. Mamori, make an athletics check with disadvantage right now.
No,
do it.
Grace, how could you be so cruel?
Mamori, you literally died once today, and you're trying to sprint for your life. You need to roll.
Well, that's a 16.
With disadvantage.
But my athletics are +5. So that's a grody 20.
And that's with disadvantage?
No, I'm still rolling again for disadvantage. Come on. That's a 9 + 5. That's a 14.
Okay. Mamori.
Come on, Grace. Come on.
You peace out. Mamori nopes out.
Yay!
And runs just the other way from Effie and from the rest of this caravan. You're booking it towards the woods. She's trying to come after you. You outstrip her handily. But as you cross into the woods, you're dodging and you're weaving, and you are overexerting yourself. Your body has been through a lot today.
Oh no.
You get a little bit past the tree line. You do lose sight of Effie behind you, but your foot catches on a root and you stumble forward. And when you fall, it knocks the wind out of you. And you didn't have a lot in you to begin with. You were already kind of huffing and wheezing just trying to run, and now you are genuinely having kind of a rough time catching your breath. You're just sitting in these woods, not super well hidden, but you managed to buy yourself some time. Mateo and Sildra, you guys were right outside the big top tent, which was within Mamori's eyesight when she was pulled out of the tree. I don't know whether you two were looking this way when this altercation was happening.
I don't think they were, because Momori was watching from in a tree when your beefy girl. Yeah,
But could we
Yeah.
have seen Mamori be pulled out of a tree?
I don't think so. You guys were too much thinking about the banana bread that I so graciously gave you both, and neither of you cared about.
How about this? Mateo and Sildra, you were dismissed last episode to hash out your family issues away from potential customers and audience members. So you were kind of off to the side. And as you're discussing this great banana bread that Mamori left with you, you hear the clowns outside the tent go, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And you see the three of them trying to look down the main thoroughfare of this caravan towards basically the other side, about a football field's distance away. As you see the big scary woman from before sticking her arms into a tree and yanking a red cloaked figure down. And then seeing from a distance that red cloaked figure pull out a weapon and then book it.
We tell who it was?
If you want to make like a perception check to guess,
No way.
I wonder who could it be?
who could it be in the red cloak with the meteor hammer?
Running away so fast.
Okay, yeah, they know who that is. That's a 19.
Yeah.
They're aware.
Sildra,
Silder's not a moron.
Soldier pretends not to notice.
wow.
They
That's
they
fair.
put
That's
their
fair.
head down and they put their like hand by the side of their face to block their eyesight. Like, I am not a part of this. I had nothing to do with this.
Fascinating.
Mateo sees this happen and then looks back at Sildra and is like, Sildra, did you want to go shopping? Come on, let's look at the tents. Come on.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And they kind of, dragging their feet, follow, Mateo.
Okay.
Because, like, they don't want to be associated with this, but they don't have much of a choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the two of you make your way, I'm sure very nonchalantly, casually, down the thoroughfare, going through the various stalls. And they're selling all sorts of things. There are potion sellers, there are, like, earthenware, kind of like artisans, various traders, musical troupes hanging around. A few of them are trying to, kind of pitch their things to you. Some of them are shoving, like, mirrors and curling products towards you. But I think as you see Mamori take off and Effie give chase into the woods.
Oh god, okay, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah.
She's giving chase.
Yeah, she's going after Mamori. You see a couple of the other traders pick their heads up and they're like, oh, she's after another one, okay. This is like her third rascal this week she's had to handle. I don't know why she can't keep her own clowns in line, but it's what you get for running a summer camp of rowdy children.
One might say a circus, Grace.
Wow.
Mamori, you're got a twisted ankle in the woods. Get out of here. Yeah, as kind of the traders are commenting on this scene, you see Draxa walk away from the medical tent where she was kind of stationed at earlier, and she seems a little bit more collected, a little bit more put together. She's taken off her mask. She looks, she's got kind of bags under her eyes. She's clearly exhausted. And she looks at you, Sildra, and she says, "Oh, hey, new guy, good to see you've kind of figured your clown aesthetic out. Welcome to the group. We've got pins back by the tents. Who's blue guy? Did Damos get another one while I wasn't looking? He's just been collecting strays. I don't know what's wrong with him."
My brother, how are you doing? Are you doing okay?
She kind of, huffs, kind of stares you down. She's like, "Yeah, I'm great. I saw my friend get her eye plucked out after she mauled a woman in the woods and set off a bomb, hurting a whole bunch of innocent people. I'm doing great, new guy. Yeah, it's been a very good couple of days." But we got a new recruit out of it, and no relics, and Bobina... And now she's kind of coming around. She's like, "Bobino's okay, right? I know he ran off with you. You seem like a perfectly nice person. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be, rude or anything. It's just been kind of a lot."
I mean, yeah, you've had a lot on your plate. I think it's pretty reasonable to not be in the highest of spirits. Just wanted to check on you.
She smiles at that. She says, "Well, it's appreciated. Well, I don't know where Ramos and everyone else ran off to, or where Effie's at. This troupe is all over the place these days. Let's get you guys settled in for the night. If you want, I can show you towards, the kind of, camping tents that we all stay in. I mean, I'm sure you've had kind of, a long hike from, your town, and then Blue Guy. I'm sorry, are you, visiting? Are you in the troupe now, too? Who are you?" And she's kind of, gesturing with her hands at your everything, Mateo.
Well, my brother was supposed to go fishing with me, and then they just disappeared. Apparently, they've been going off on some kind of clown adventure all day.
Going to get back to you.
You left me by the river. I had a bunch of worms. You told me to go get worms. I come back. I have all these worms, and you're gone.
I mean, look, I heard some kind of shouting going on in the woods, and I wanted to make sure everything was fine, and then one thing led to another, and now I'm part of a circus.
Do you know how many birds I had to fight off for those worms?
A dozen?
Yes. 12 birds. And I fought them off bravely. And you went and got a makeover. You look amazing.
Well, at least we can agree on one thing. Look, I'm sorry about the birds. In my defense, I had to fight them off plenty of times myself, so now we're even. But, when you see an opportunity, sometimes you just have to pounce on it. It's not like you can just put it on the back burner and be like, "Oh, hold on 1 second while I go run 5 minutes back this way and then come back, and then you can finish up your whole scuffle and we can get on your magic griffin." Sometimes you just can't wait for things, and you knew the way back. It was gonna be fine.
Mateo just kind of huffs.
Okay, so we've got another great pair of siblings here with incredible sibling chemistry. Wonderful. Oh, just what this troupe was missing. More family issues. Okay. And she kind of claps her hands together and starts pointing at the both of you. She says, "I officially am out of energy to deal with this. So you guys can, if you're done being siblings and being exhausting to be around, quite frankly, I'm going to the tents for the night. I'm going to crash and sleep for 18 hours. Literally just directly behind the big top. Find a place to park yourselves for the night and don't bother me." And she kind of walks off. with a wave and a very exhausted slump in her step. She says, "Welcome to the troupe, by the way."
Hey, so, is she like, is everything good? Like, is there a reason? Did you guys have a plan, or was she just climbing trees because she felt like it?
Yeah, I don't know why she did that. But we should probably go after her, like, in a casual way, so no one knows that we're leaving. But, like, she was being chased.
Yeah, but like, I'm so close to figuring out why they, were after the relics. I mean, I don't think it's a two-person job. Do you?
You can come back here whenever, just to say it was another misunderstanding. Your brother wanted to go fishing. Like, we have. There's cover. It's fine.
Fine.
Maybe someone will monologue at us later. There's options.
Fine. Yeah, let's go clean up this mess.
The two of you head in the direction where you saw Effie chasing after Momori. Momori, you are fallen over in the woods, still trying to get your breath, get your legs under you. And as you're sitting down quietly, you start hearing these rustles coming from two different directions.
Cool.
Yeah, they're the rustles of Effie coming towards you the way you were coming, and a set of rustles coming from behind and around you. How would you like to respond?
So I have a twisted ankle, right?
Yep.
Am I like, okay, there's rustles coming from behind me?
Mm-hmm. And you know Effie is in front of you.
Yeah. Momori, like, tucks and rolls towards the rustles that are coming behind her into some, I don't know, bush or something would be ideal. In something low to the ground, but also, like, I'm imagining not without, like, a lot of pain because of the twisted ankle.
How subtle are you trying to be about this? Because I do want to try...
Pretty subtle, Grace.
Okay.
I'm gonna wave a flag and say, hey, look at this buff clown lady. Like, I'm right here. Come and get it. Like, I'm trying to hide. I have absolutely no reason to fight this woman if I don't have to.
That's fine. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me, just real quick.
Alright, that's a 13 plus 2.
Yep. With a 15, you do your little dodge roll off the kind of main path through the woods that you were weaving in and through, and just off to the side, and you roll, like, down a little mini ravine off to the side. It's covered with some fallen trees, some foresty detritus, and as you roll down there, you hear those rustles from behind you get heavier and louder, and from your little hiding space, you see 4 paws and a long tail, and 2 large gray wings dragging across the ground, as you see Busto the Griffin stalking through the forest, looking for a scent.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Awesome. Momori stays very still and prays that this banana bread smells less good than it smelled in the morning when she made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As Busto is making his way through, nose to the ground, head on a swivel, examining his surroundings, you hear Effie catch up to him, and she's out of breath. She's not a runner. And she comes up to him and pats his neck, and she says, Any sign of her boy? And he kind of, like, chirps. She says, You keep looking. I'm gonna run the perimeter over here. Unharmed, you hear me? She needs to be in one piece. Keep that beak in line. And you hear another kind of series of little squawks and chirps as you hear Effie's feet retreat in a different direction as Busto continues his search. around your area, but never quite reaching your little ravine.
Yay! I'm gonna stay here. I
Cool.
don't have anything else. Laurie's just casually peeing her pants right now.
Okay, that's fine. Sildra and Mateo, as you make your way towards where Effie and Momori were being chased, you see Effie come back out of the woods, looking a little bit red in the face, trying to catch her breath still. As she looks up at you two, she says, "New recruits, that's right. You're a new recruit," she points at Sildra. She points at you, Mateo. She says, "You're a new guy. I do not have time for any more new guys." The two of you, have either of you seen Girl in Red, big blood stain across her chest, very, very fast runner?
Like, I saw her get pulled out of a tree, but after that, no.
Are you sure it wasn't a ghost?
She narrows her eyes at you, Mateo. She says, "Considering I'm the one that pulled her out of that tree, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a ghost wise guy." She says, "If you see her, report it to one of the clowns around here. A new guy, if you know who Damos is, tell Damos. Blue guy, figure yourself out. I don't like your attitude." And she stalks away, now going around the perimeter of the trader's caravan on the hunt for Momori.
Was that rude? I feel like that was pretty normal. That was pretty average conversation.
The ghost bit was a kind of much.
The way that she described it, it was like a girl with like blood all over her chest. Hard to catch. It sounds like a ghost to me.
I mean, she was hard to catch after she got pulled out of a tree, so I don't know if ghosts really have that kind of form to them. But you seem like you're spooky, so maybe you know more about ghosts than I do.
Yes, I know all the science behind ghosts. Let's just keep going.
They're kind of like smiling a bit at that. Like they're obviously joking around.
Cute. Yeah, the two of you are in the forest, and you can hear Busto's footsteps in the distance rustling through the underbrush. Momori is hidden in here somewhere. How would you like to proceed?
I would like to ask my rabbit about it.
Bring out your Seeking Hair. You've used him, I believe you've used him once today. And Seeking Hair, I believe last time I had you roll, I believe it was a d20 for the Seeking Hair, as far as how this game of hot and cold is gonna work for you.
Okay. Alright, Santoni, do you know where she is? We're looking for a ghost. It is a 5.
You feel just a very weak, very faint little heartbeat begin in the doll, but no indication in any given direction. It's starting to beat, but that's it.
I think this thing might be done for the day. Well, we see there's like rustling where Busto was, but we don't know that that's Busto, unless we can see a big griffin rifling around.
That's an excellent point. You can definitely hear something moving around. Your characters don't know necessarily what that is.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go towards the rustling.
Fun!
Yeah, Sildra will too.
Okay. As you approach the the source of the rustling, from behind you see first those big gray wings and these muscular haunches as the very sharp face of Busto the Griffin whips around towards you both. Those freakish tiny bird eyes zeroed in on both of you, like Jurassic Park-esque kind of in the crosshairs.
I throw the trail mix far away.
Oh.
Sildra kind of holds up both of their hands like, "Hey, buddy, remember me?"
Sildra, shut up! I throw the trail mix.
Why would you would intentionally do this? I have no idea. But great.
We're just here to help look for the what they think it's a ghost, but the person with the red all over them. Just red everywhere.
Sildra, why are you talking to this?
It gave me a ride earlier.
Wait, do you have the whistle still?
Do they? I don't think they have the whistle still, do they?
You never gave it back.
They will hold up the whistle.
Busto kind of like stands at attention. He turns fully around to face the two of you. He's larger than both of you. I believe a few episodes back I mentioned him being the size of like kind of a minivan.
Carried 4 people.
He's not. He carried 4 people handily. This is an imposing creature that is staring at attention, eyes glued to Sildra's hand holding the flute.
Hey, so we're just here to help you out. And just wanted to let you know, I think I heard some rustling over in that direction, and they'll point like in the opposite direction of where like they think Mamori might be. And just want you to check that out, and we'll just wrap things up here. And yeah, just teamwork makes the dream work.
Fascinating. Sildra, what's your animal handling proficiency right now?
Probably not great. Animal handling, animal. +1.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll for that. You're having a conversation with a giant beast in the middle of the woods who he gave you a ride once. And this is also kind of a complicated order.
Ooh, 18.
Oh, with a plus
With a
one?
+1. Well, 17 + 1 is 18.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, you speak to Busto, and with this flute in hand, he senses an authority from you that he can respect. You would not be holding this flute if you did not fully earn it. And he may not have, the whole of human language under his belt just yet, but he's well trained enough to know finger pointing a direction, go follow command. As he gives a quick sniff at the trail mix that Mateo threw on the ground and kind of picks through it and picks out like the dried fruit and cherries and things, and makes his way in the direction he pointed.
Dear God.
Which, Sildra, out of curiosity, you said you pointed away from where you thought Mamori was sitting.
I feel like it would have been like pointing back the way we came.
Sure.
Yeah, how far away are these goofs from me, Grace, at this point?
I would say within like 15 feet of your little hole off to the side.
So within earshot?
Yeah, for sure. Because Mamori, you saw Busto stalking in front of you. You overheard Effie talking with him.
Right.
And you are within earshot of this whole interaction as Busto is sent back towards the main thoroughfare.
Nice throw. Can they hear me from? I don't know what distance is. You should be able to hear me from that point if they're being quiet.
Bigger question is, can the griffin hear her?
You have eyes on at least Busto, like, from the ankles down. You see him retreating.
Yeah.
It's your call if you want to wait until he's safely, like, out of sight to call out.
I wouldn't call if either him or Effie are within eyeshot. I'm not saying anything, but as soon as he's like out of eyeshot, Mamori is gonna go for it. If they don't hear me, that's fine.
Oh, Mamori, like, you guys are assembled, essentially. Like, if you want to be heard, you can be heard.
Yes, okay. Psst, nice shot. I said it. I said it again.
Sildra is going to march over to where they hear her voice and just like stand in front of the bush with their hands on their hips.
Why were you in the tree?
Oh, well, why do they look like that? Gestures to clown makeup.
I was in the middle of something.
Well, that's why I was in the tree. So.
Okay, enough talking. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's leave.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Let's go. Momori stands up. Can I stand up, Grace?
Mamori, you're allowed to make decisions, yes.
Permission to stand, teacher.
Momori stands up and she's like, let's go. And she's got the stuff. Yeah, let's head back.
I feel like there's more to the story than just a couple of kids.
No.
What?
We have the stuff we came for. I really don't want to die, and I'm not interested in fighting a whole clown troupe. But
no, shut up. We're going.
We're
going
leaving?
back. We have the things.
But
what if it happens again?
Gestures at Sildra.
Wait, we're going to tell people about this. We're going to tell them what happened. We have, we know what their sign is, which they apparently like to put their logo on everything. That they like to give out merch to people that they've robbed. So we have stuff on them. Just don't allow the clowns back in town. That's the resolution here.
Fine.
Momori crosses her arms, stops, and looks at Sildra. So, what's your plan, though? Like, hypothetically.
Well, originally, I was planning on talking with the leader and figuring out why they did all this, and maybe be able to reason with them to not come for our place again. But considering the fact that I'm partners with a moron, I don't think that's going to happen now.
Well, that's really rude to say about Mateo, but alright.
Excuse me.
This morning. But, no, that actually does sound like a great plan.
I thought you were talking about the little boy.
I was talking about the girl who got her throat slashed open because she jumped into a fight without thinking.
Oh, well, alright, yeah, that's fair.
Do you have any idea how worried I was? I mean, they kind of clamp up the second they say that.
I'm sorry. Yes, I jumped into the fight without thinking, but the things that cat girl was saying were inexcusable, and I really thought I could win that one. I'm sorry. But I think you have a good idea. And Mateo, I know that it's a risk, but I think we should stay and play this out. Obviously, I can't be with you guys like there to protect you, but I can definitely hang out here in the woods and be your backup if things get hot. So
Mateo just puts his head in his hands. I'm not saying that we should just give up on this entirely. I'm saying that we go back, we tell our teachers, about what happened, who these people are, and we could get some backup. What are we supposed to do? Like, what more information are we going to get from going back there? Like, they want to kill the gods, they have bombs. Okay, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, but they didn't seem like the bombs were the first, course of action. So why are they stockpiling the bombs? What are they planning to do with that many bombs if it's not like something that they're planning to do at every little place they hit? They've got to have them on standby for something, right?
We leave now, we lose the chance that we have through Sildra's quick thinking to gain more information. However, if I don't leave now, I'm going to end up as Griffin Snack, because that griffin is gonna come any moment and catch my scent and, go ahead and swallow me whole. So personally, I can't go back, but I think you guys have a really good shot of figuring this out. But at the same time, I agree with Mateo's logic that we've got the stuff. We can come back with more backup and better weapons, and Mamori shifts her foot, having a rest, and I don't know.
Mamori almost died today. And you think we should just go back? Like, maybe Lady Athatria, the hippie one, the guy in the shack, maybe they know something about these clowns. Or they've heard of, like, these people before, maybe you caught their names, I don't know. But, we get more information.
If it's more information you're looking for, you three hear a voice coming from behind you. I think I may be able to help with that.
Right, who is this snake?
Screams.
You see a cloaked figure with a clown mask on.
Oh, fuck off.
Same regalia, but a sort of hunched over posture, incredibly casual. And faces 2/3 obscured, you see their mouth, and they say, "I'm in peace, not looking for anything other than to provide a few answers. I have a sense that your situation has a lot going on right now, and admittedly what happened with Gataki and the others is not great. I'm just trying to put out a fire before one starts."
At that, Mamori kind of steps back, and she's like, "And how do you know about that?"
It's a tight-knit group around here. Word travels fast, and considering the three of you are looking to bring reinforcements to stomp out our silly little troupe, I mean...
No, we wanted... there were a lot of nice things in that market, and I was thinking of bringing... I have some friends back home who would really like some of those things. We wanted to bring more business to your obviously struggling theater troupe.
Mamori sweats.
Sildra is like rock solid still.
The figure kind of like chuckles and gives a quick kind of like whistle and click as you hear Busto shuffle around from behind him and sticks his head on his shoulder with a little sniff. And he says, "I promise you, you don't need to worry about me. I'm doing this for the troupe. I'll get these guys off your back. I'll answer whatever questions you want. Just please, no running back to town for reinforcements. We really..." And he kind of shakes his hooded head. He's like, "We don't need that right now. Please, I can assure you an escort away from the tent, away from Effie and anyone else you might not want to be seen by. Just give me this, and I will give you whatever else you ask for."
Listen, what on God's... like, how do we know that you're not going to, as soon as we agree and don't bolt right now, that you're not going to take us as prisoner? Like, that's the next logical step, right? We agree not to bring reinforcements, you take us into the middle of the woods and kill us.
Customers.
Yes. So many interested customers. All of them. No worries, what?
The figure sighs and waves Busto away. He's like, "Alright, but get out of here, go home. It's fine, I'll take care of this." And the griffin gives one last sniff at the figure's pockets. He's like, no more treats, get out of here, boy. And kind of shoos him away. Kind of opens up both sides of his cloak. He's like, "Unarmed, It holds his hands out. He says, No magic, I promise. Not looking to start anything.
Okay, great, but who are you?
Good question.
A simple clown looking out for my fellow clownlings.
Not very specific.
Oh crap.
You ask my name, I ask you yours. Sound like a deal?
Alright, well, if he was gonna call reinforcements, he could have done that, so sure. I'm worried.
It looks at the other two expectantly.
Armani.
Good.
Stares at third clown.
Oh, I said Ash.
Oh gosh.
The cloaked figure nods his head and he says, Nostrum. Now that we've all got our very real and true believable names out of the way, can I lead you elsewhere? You're standing in the middle of the woods. You, Mamori, are still just coated in blood. Really, just a ghastly sight. You look like a ghost. Ash, you are a vision in clown gear. Blue guy.
I told you my name. Why is everyone just referring to me with, like, the color I'm wearing?
Well, it's a very powerful kind of visual statement. I mean, any other color in your wardrobe would help out.
Okay, cloak guy.
This, and he kind of, like, does a little flourish. This is a fashion statement. You are several fashion statements stitched together with the only running theme being the color blue. I'm not going to be taking fashion advice from the likes of you. However, that is not why we are here. And he starts kind of leading, just like walking away through the woods, clearly motioning for all of you to follow his trail.
Alright, Grace. I want to make a perception check / vibe check for this guy, because I don't know that I trust this cloaked figure in the woods. He seems sus.
Don't trust this one clown? You've seen
roll
so
for
many
vibe
already.
check.
Roll for vibe check.
Roll that vibe check.
We're doing insight, or what?
I don't know. What do you do to vibe check a stranger in the woods?
It's vibe.
Insight.
Let that be your insight check, then. You get +1 to insight.
Is anyone else rolling?
I got a 17.
I got an 8. This seems fine.
It's a 15.
Okay. Mamori, you get a general sense of, clearly this guy is holding something back. You can't quite put your finger on it. Mateo and Sildra, as you're walking behind this cloaked figure, you're staring at him from the back. And I think, Mateo, you have a sense of kind of finer fabric when you see it. You can notice the difference between this man's cloak and costuming in comparison to the other clowns. It's still the very same deep red, very garish look, but it's finer fabric by far, stitched together with some very subtle but very intricate embroidery with the sigil of this troupe stitched into the interior lining that you noticed as he gave that little flourish. And as you are following this cloaked figure, you see him look over his shoulder at you all, and he's like, I mean it when I say I'm not looking for trouble from you three. And whether or not you choose to believe me, that's understandable, considering the events that took place. I can only hope you would be willing to cooperate. Do me a favor, I do you a favor, you know? And as he leads you through the woods into a clearing behind the big top tent, you see assembled the whole clown troupe with Effie at the front and Busto standing next to her as they are fully surrounding you three.
Why?
To run.
He turns back around and says, I'd apologize for the cloak and dagger, but that's kind of the the theme around here. Allow me to introduce myself a little bit more formally. And from the inside of his cloak, he grabs a small marble and smacks it on the ground. And out of a puff of smoke that billows in bright red, swirling clouds, steps out a man in the most elaborate clown costume you have seen thus far, wearing platform strappy sandals, elegant long capes and draperies, a pair of shiny, perfectly round black glasses on his face. The man smiles at you cordially, and with a very dramatic bow, he says, "Troop Master Nasty, at your service."
So
sorry?
the truce was like not a thing. This was a trick the whole time. I'm just trying to make sure that like we're all on the same page. You're really just kidnapping us. / you're gonna kill us in the woods. We should have never trusted you. Like that's a whole situation here.
I'm sorry, is your name Nasty? Is that the name that, like, your parents gave you, or did you choose that for yourself?
Oh, he laughs. He's like, "Oh, my darling, everything, absolutely everything about this troupe is a choice. Names included."
Wait, we choose to leave before he turns around and runs.
You do not. You are surrounded
Dear
on
God.
all sides by clowns.
We would like to choose to leave. That's our desire.
We won't do anything. We won't bring any customers. Soldier does air quotes. We're just gonna go home. We're gonna let them know we failed, and we're gonna get on with our life. And you can do whatever you're doing here.
Nasty?
And if you choose to not accept that deal, when Moray pulls out Nugget, then you're gonna have to get ready for a fight.
He fusses with his fingernails. He says, "I did mean it when I said I'm not looking to cause any more trouble. We've had," and he kind of looks over at Damos and Draxo, where they're standing on kind of the edge of the circle. He says, "We've had enough trouble for one day, I should think."
Soldier motions to like the gathering clowns that have surrounded them as if to say, like, are you sure you're not trying to start anything?
He says, "I know what this looks like, and I assure you, if I can avoid it, I truly do not wish for anyone else to come to harm."
Cool, but can we leave though?
Not yet. We need to clarify a few things before you can be on your merry way.
Like, do we need to give you our livers? That I really can't afford that.
No,
you know,
ew,
like I'm
gross.
not in the best.
No!
Otherwise, I'd like to live.
Yes, I don't want you to die either, or take your lip. That's ew. All of the clowns
No,
are
no.
repulsed at that.
Your life. How am I supposed to know what you want from us?
What I want from you is your silence. Clearly, you are hired bounty hunters, and considering that you had your throat torn out and then immediately repaired, you clearly have the favor of whatever poor town god that happened to get blown up that fateful day.
Momori bristles at that. Momori bristles at that, but doesn't say anything.
Clearly, you have something at stake here, and I can't blame you. It's unfortunate that my banishment bombs were used as carelessly as they were. It should not have happened. That is not their, well, it sort of is their intended use, but the collateral damage was not. But here's the conundrum we find ourselves in. And he's kind of like pacing around this circle, talking at you all. He says, "We could simply make you disappear, take care of you, move on from there. However, The tricky business comes in the fact that clearly, if you are gotten rid of now, you were able to track us down once. It's safe to assume that we get rid of you, there will only be more reinforcements that are only going to get procedurally more angry with us. We've had enough bad press for a year, I would say, at minimum. We don't need that anymore. But we also don't need you sniffing around us more than you are. So, how much? And he kind of clasps his hands behind his back, and is speaking directly at Momori. Mateo and Sildra, you're, flanked next to her, but he is focused on Momori.
You absolutely cannot buy our silence. That's never going to happen.
I didn't say that.
We are trying to protect our town, so I'm not going to be able to lie to anyone. However,
Mamori.
Yes.
Mateo whispers, "What if, for a price, Hearth is left alone?"
Yeah, I think that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Is if they leave Hearth alone, we will keep quiet about their whereabouts. That's our price. Our price is that you leave Hearth alone, and we will stay quiet. I will not lie to anyone, but I can be motivated to be quiet, I suppose. Deal?
Nasty nods his head at your request, he says. That's it? Leave your little backwater town alone? That's all you... That was our plan. Goodness, if that's all you're asking for. We were going to leave the region. I mean, heaven knows talk travels fast between towns, but goodness, if you just want us to leave your little shithole town alone, we absolutely will. We'll go next door to Zikanos or Queso. What's Hearth, right, guys? Clowns nod, are like,
some monetary compensation to rebuild a temple wouldn't hurt, though. They kind of look at Momori.
It may be a crap hole to you people, but it's worth so much more to us. And we're not taking money from you. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and I'm over it. Sorry that I went off on your guys, but
No, it's only fair. Hey, an eye for an eye. If
y'all did hurt some people,
and you hurt
so
ours,
please don't.
No, I'm with you. One of ours hurt several of yours, and in turn, you took her eye. I'd say that's a fair exchange. You took her eye out. We lost any and all relics that we might have been able to acquire in the chaos of it all, and we promise to leave your tiny town alone.
Alright. That's a fair trade as I can imagine. Momori turns and walks towards the wall, and she's like, I do regret it, though. I'm sorry about your eye, Gataki.
Oh, she is not here. She's still in the tent. But,
okay.
Damos and Draxa kind of see that, and they seem visibly kind of, affected by your remorse for hurting her. The assembled clowns have all been kind of nodding along to all of this. Effie's standing rather stoically staring you three down, but from between the legs of a couple of clowns, little Bobino pushes through and runs over to Silver and grabs their legs, and they say, "But they can stay the night, right? At least? Please?" And Troop Master Nasty looks over the group of you again. He says, "Well, considering two of them are our new members, and so long as a third promises to behave herself..."
Momori stares at Sildra and Mateo, pointedly. It's
Clown hospitality extends beyond the tent. You're welcome to rest the night, as long as you promise you'll be out of our hair and we will stay out of yours. And he extends a hand towards you, Momori.
Alright. Well, if you were going to capture us, kill us, and take our livers, I suppose you would have already.
See,
so
that's just ghoulish.
seems
Have
fine.
you never been to a circus?
I don't know.
It's about joy.
Clowns scare me. Anyways, Momori shakes out his hand. I'm not staying with you people, but I suppose I'll camp out somewhere here.
He seems genuinely cordial at this point. He says, I insist. If this is going to be water under the bridge, proper clown hospitality insists I, at the very least, give you your own promotional tent. And he has, from under his cloak, pulled out like a little rolled up sleeping bag in the same kind of troupe colors with the sigil emblazoned on it.
Momori hesitantly takes it, then whispers to Mateo, "We got the merch."
I already got the shirt.
Oh, you got a shirt?
Yeah. They're just handing them out to anybody who says they don't like gods, apparently.
Alright, this is fine. I trust you guys.
With that resolved, please make yourselves at home. And with another flourish, he kind of parts the wall of assembled clowns and opens up the rear entrance of the big top tent. He says, welcome to the Heretics Troupe.
Story Hoard is produced by Grace, Maddie, Margaret, and Kev. Our theme song was written and composed by Vocal Outburst. Follow for updates and artwork on Twitter and Tumblr at StoryHoardPod, or visit our website at storyhoard.card.co. You can find all these links and more in the description of this episode.
Narsty. Narsty.
Gnosti. Nasty.
Grandmaster
Nasty boy.
Nasty.
It's such a nasty.
I knew you were going to make these jokes. I knew this was coming.
Nasty.
It's been his
nasty.
name.
What is
It's
it?
been his name for a year and a half now, and I knew these jokes were.
Okay, and you should have noticed that it sounds like nasty.
It should have taken you about 10 seconds, Grace.
Rule of thumb is to think about how a group of 10-year-old boys would react to it, and if the reaction is not mature, we are not to be trusted with that name.
I think it works
I already
perfectly.
beat you goons to the punch. I have, I think, in one of my sketchbooks around here, done like development drawings of this man in hot shorts with the phrase "Are you nasty?" on the butt. I already made this joke for you.
Merch idea!